Yeah.
How'd you feel about the offensive performance? Obviously, the first half seemed to go well and then kind of fell a little bit apart in the second half, or at least in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, just didn't consistently make enough plays or execute at the high enough level throughout the course of the game. Really from the start, the first drive did not go the way we wanted it to go. Same thing coming out of the half. So we got to find a way to make sure we're starting fast. Obviously, we were able to put together drives within the game, but that's something you got to do consistently. You got to find a way to start fast, stay consistent throughout, and then finish strong. And that's just something we got to continue to improve upon.
How correctable are those mistakes that were made? Drops, things like that?
Yeah, I think very correctable, honestly. Some of the things were just communication or maybe just little techniques here and there as we go. You're going to have plays that things don't go well throughout the course of a game, but it's managing and minimizing like how bad things go at times. You can't turn the ball over. That's a big thing for us. And then just being on the same page with communication. On offense, running the football, it's 11 guys on the exact same page all the time, seeing it the same way, and making sure we're just all on sync, communicated throughout.
First time being able to see the offensive line actually play together for a full game. How'd you feel that they played?
I thought there were some encouraging things. I thought just overall as an entire offensive unit, it's a lot to build on, but a lot that we need to improve on as we move forward throughout the week.
I know things change from season to season. How much can you look back on against the Browns defense from last year, just knowing it's the same coach, same slate of players?
Yeah, I think that's a big thing is the fact that it is the same D coordinator, a lot of very similar personnel. So that's something we'll definitely look at. We haven't changed a whole lot, and if you look at us and who we are and how we deploy people and all that, so I would assume the way they felt going into that game is probably similar going into this game. So you're going to look at it, but you want to look at any adjustments they made from that game on through their season, week 1 against Dallas. You'll take all information you can get, you'll take into account as you build your plan and prepare your guys.
After the momentum flipped in Sunday's game, what is your level of concern with how your offense reacted to the adversity? There was no conversions of third downs. I think you guys had something like 4 yards on 8 plays in the fourth quarter. I'm just wondering, is that the biggest concern for you coming out of that game?
I don't know that necessarily had to do with momentum or anything like that. I think it came down to being able to execute. I think if we convert one of those third downs, we get a chance to run more plays. We get a chance to continue to move the football. I think you saw we had the backed up drive. We have 6 plays and we're all the way down to the 3-yard line. Out of our own 2, I believe it was. So, we know we're capable of that. We just have to do it consistently as we go.
Do you feel from week 1 to week 2 is the biggest improvement for your team? And if so, what were the biggest takeaways from the offense?
Our goal is just to improve every single week. So regardless of how big that jump is, what it is, we just want to be better each week as we get going. Better with communication, better with our tempo, better with our execution, every little aspect of it. So I think there's a lot to build on, a lot of things that we feel good about that we were able to do, a lot of things that we do feel is correctable as we move forward, to be able to put our best foot forward each Sunday.
As you get ready to face an opponent that features a player like Myles Garrett, how much do you game plan necessarily for that player as opposed to saying, hey, we trust our 5 offensive linemen, we can leave them on islands, versus saying we understand that there's going to be help necessary? Yeah,
there are certain guys in this league that we would just classify as game wreckers, and he is certainly one of those. So you pay special attention to that guy. Whether it's we're going to provide help in the pass game, we're going to run away from him, we're going to do this, we're going to run at him with certain schemes. We will do everything in our power to be very aware of where 95 is at all times, and they do a great job of moving him. He's on third down particularly, he could align anywhere at any time. He did that against us. He's done that in the past. So that's something we're certainly aware of with everything we do in our plan. I think special players require special focus, and he's definitely one of those guys.
How concerned? Or go ahead.
He didn't have very many opportunities after the game got tight to drop back and throw the football. Is that something y'all have looked at all this week?
Yeah, I think a lot of that's just the limited number of plays we were able to have in that situation. We moved the ball. We felt like we were getting started on a couple drives, and we get in a 3rd and 1 scenario, we don't convert, 4th and 1, don't convert, but that gives you an opportunity now to get a whole new set of downs, call more plays, get in that rhythm of things. I think what we were trying to do was the right thing. Did we get it done all the time? No, obviously not. You want to be able to consistently put things together, but we felt like we were 2 yards away from potentially putting that game away. And then all of a sudden, but you have to overcome that. That's the NFL. Every game is going to find a way to come down to one score. 75% of the games are going to come down to one score. So you got to find a way to, when you have an opportunity to put somebody away, put them away, but then respond and be resilient when things aren't going your way, or you feel momentum is flipped, or whatever the challenges are, you got to be able to execute at every single situation.
I focused a lot in the offseason on the running game, revamping, or whatever you would call it. Overall, what were your thoughts coming out of that?
I think there were some positives to build on. Again, we just want to get better next week than we were this week. So there's a lot to build on with certain things, whether it was timing of, the backs being in synchronization with the combination block, the timing of combination blocks, the togetherness of some of those blocks at times, to even just the communication of making sure we're echoed across the line of how we see certain things, and to even going back to our game planning process, our practice process of, did we give them all the looks that we possibly saw? Did we give them tools? And then did they use the tools at the right time? And making sure that we're all on the same page and understanding the importance of all of that.
I have a two-part question. How much do you go back to last year's meeting with the Browns? And secondly, what is your biggest memory or biggest regret from that game?
We go back a lot. I mean, that's certainly a game that we're going to, anytime we play an opponent again that has the same DNA as well as personnel, you're going to spend a lot of time watching that, because you want to look at how they treated you, how they thought of you, defended you, where did that differ from what you planned going into the game, and then try to figure out why that happened, why that was, what they feel like they could hang their hat on if they were successful with this, and plan for that. And then learning from it moving forward. I think looking back on it, the personnel we had and the guys playing, I know Ezra was hurt going into the game and ended up playing left tackle for us right there. Blake Hance comes in and finishes it, and it felt like one of those games. It was just nothing went well. And then you look back and realize we had the ball, we're down one possession with the chance to win the game amid not playing well. And so that's one of those little things that you kind of gain some confidence of, okay, if we can just get out of our own way, give ourselves a possibility to win this game if we execute at a high level, we stick together throughout, we'll be in these games. Same thing we were talking about the other way of, we were never out of that game. We always had an opportunity to win, and so now you got to capitalize and make those plays.
Is it kind of frustrating that that's what keeps popping up?
It is frustrating. Yes, it is. Anytime you're looking back, and a lot of times we'll tell our guys, one of our big things is it's all about us. And so us getting out of our own way and giving ourselves the best possibility to win the game.
Thanks, Preston.
Thank you, Preston.